Okay, I'm over on the Miguel Everyone channel. I'm gonna grab. I got these moon videos up there. I just want to check them out. I got three of them. The first one is really bad. It was clouds. It was a cloudy day, but I might have done it for some other reason. I just not gonna bother go looking. If I remember correctly, I was probably letting the light from the moon shine through the clouds and grabbing the imagery from the clouds or something like that. This is a pretty good video of talk, conversations, several of them, between Jordan Peterson and some other people. I'm learning more about him as I go along, and I had some people come over this morning and really get me pissed off about a few things. He only lasted like 7 minutes, but just everyone coming around and lying to me about everything all the time, and it seems like purposeful lies to me. As I said, I've spoken in an earlier video about Father's Day and having some people over, and you know, I cannot listen to everyone's lies. Today's lie was about, and I'm not a conservative, obviously. I'm not a Republican conservative, but the politics is real big right now because of all the shit going on, the crashing of our country going on, and everything like that. I'm gonna probably play this while I'm going through, just going through a few things. I think I got to this one already too. I think I did this in red. I probably covered it up too much. Let's see. The imagery's good. I don't know. Anyway, this morning's blowout was about Donald Trump's. This is like the third or fourth time I heard this in the last week or two. Also, I'm just pausing and playing as I'm shooting the shit. So the story was that. Story is because I live in Massachusetts, so you got to expect this like this anyway. So yeah, everybody knows Biden's. They think that Biden's doing all this stuff by accident. Most people, they think that he's just a bad president or he's just old or whatever. No, no, no. It's all intentional. Because when we go to break up the states, if you noticed, everything happened in sequence, purposely, perfectly. A lot of details, too many to go through. Really, to be honest with you, I mean, I just go through a few of them. When Judge Scalia, I believe is how you pronounce his name, no one's talking about that, but when he passed under probably suspicious conditions and stuff, but yeah, don't call me a conspiracy theorist because we can just say he passed, okay? So anyway, he passed, but I'm pretty sure that was under Obama when he passed, and then everyone was worried that Obama was going to appoint somebody before he left office, but he didn't, and that was one of the three that Trump put in place. Okay, that's one part of the story, but that's not being talked about with anybody. That part's the part being ignored. That's bothering me. Did I press play? So a lot of people, everybody pretty much thinks that this is all by accident and stuff. It's all by design. It's all by design. All done with these different programs. And when I keep saying to you guys that Trump's coming back in, that's what kind of led to the argument because
Do is
I had it
imagine who
on in the
you could be,
background.
and then
I had it on in the background, and he saw it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's really messed up." About Trump, and I said, "Yeah, he'll be back. Don't worry about it. It's a big game." So they play the game on all sides, and they're all working together. What do you mean he's not coming back in? He says. He said, "Yeah, he's coming back in. Probably in 4 years. He'll be too old in 8 years, so they'll probably bring him back in. After this 4 years with Biden." But Biden's going to trash the whole entire country really quick. It's happening very quickly. I mean, every day, like I said, every day, every hour. It's amazing. It's amazing. Everybody's head should have been spinning for the last 30 to 60 years, but instead, they're just all waited till now to look. And they're still not even looking because there's so many distractions. But anyways, so I said, yeah. They said Trump will be back in, and I said, oh no, 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 no. Did you see what that asshole did? And then they let him go on for a minute because he only stayed for, I swear, maybe 7 minutes total because he was so pissed by the time we were done. And and he's like, did you see? I said, yeah, I seen it. It's a bunch of bullshit. I said, it's a one-sided story. It's all purposeful. It's all, what's getting all you mad on one side. Let's say the liberal douchebags, I like to call everybody. What's getting you guys mad is going to get the other side excited. The other side gets mad about things that get you excited. I mean, everybody's excited about Roe versus Wade being lifted. It was 50 fucking years. So, yeah, I could be happy for that too. But it was 50 years, man. 50 years of Roe versus Wade. I mean, how fucking stupid. I mean, killing fucking baby. Okay. But then we're going to listen to this shit. I'm going to turn on Jordan, no offense, because I do like Jordan Peterson. I am liking him. He seems more and more like a real person to me. How he got caught up with a bunch of liars, I have no fucking idea. But then again, 7.8 billion others also are caught up with these liars. So I said, no. I said, he is. Trump's going to come back in. And they all think around me in Massachusetts, they all believe that the shit that's going on with this September 6th crap is proving it. So I said, okay, after he finished, I said, okay, so explain to me this then. The same exact things that you just said, Donald Trump said, right? Because we've seen it. I'll rewind and we can put it on again. And yeah, what about it? He says. I says, right, so all the same exact words, word for fucking word almost. Hillary Clinton has said, uh, uh, not so much when Bush fucked around. It wasn't really what's his face that really blew up. But it was people around him were saying, the election was stolen. Who did he steal that from? And it probably was because elections are a bunch of shit now anyway. If they can't program everybody to vote how they want to, which they do, they've got it exactly the numbers every time they want to go up or down, move things around, and we're going to be more Republicans and more Democrats, and we want these states to be liberal douchey, and we want these other states to be something else, and so they it's all just programming. It's amazing. Um, but he was pissed because I wasn't gonna let him lie about him. Like, think about it. Hillary Clinton said the same thing 4 years earlier about. Matter of fact, she said it for the entire fucking year, and so did thousands of other people. So they said the election was stolen. Trump is illegitimate, right? It was on every channel all fucking time, but yet these guys, for some reason, only see one way. And this person is not a voter anyways or anything like that, but he always thinks that I don't know, man. Why don't they just go fucking look for themselves? Why don't everybody just go look and see the fucking system so we'd stop buying into all this bullshit? Because the lies are so bad. Jordan Peterson, I'm about to turn him on, and he's ready to talk about the Harry Potter books. And the person who wrote him, I heard him talk about her before. She was a plant. The same plant I'm accusing you of being, which I'm not 100% sure, but I do like you enough. And I mean, I'm still getting to know you, but I do like you. You seem like a real person, Jordan. And no one's and Jordan, you might not even get to these fucking videos. Who knows? Because so far, the Candace Owens series, I don't think any of those got to her because only like a few people even got to see them. Because censorship is bad for people who are censored. If you don't buy the programming, then, forget it. Because I've got plenty of videos that I don't have any sound on. Plenty of videos that I don't talk in and just run shit through over the years. I've done it. And they still get tagged and they still get, whatever they do, flag them, drag them, and fucking bag them. So again, I'm just pausing and playing. It looks pretty good in my view. I know it goes back to looking a little more like clouds after a little bit, but you should be able to pick out the imagery. I have not been picking up the camera and going in on things, but this is digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon from the cloud level. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I will pick up the camera and look in on this a little bit and show you some things. So, anyways, yeah, the Harry Potter. These guys are. That woman was a plant, man. She was a plant. You know what kind of plant she was? The same thing that they did with Elon Musk. The same thing that they did with Bill Gates, right? All these people, they're like, I don't know, just set up as models. A lot of the people. I'm wondering about this young character. I'll be sarcastic about it. This young that you keep talking about in his writings, because what I hear of what you're saying, I'm a little suspicious about those writings as well, and the word of other heroes of yours, Jordan. So if you are a real person, take this what I'm saying, even though I'm a nobody, and even though I don't know shit, and take what I'm showing you and go look around a little bit. You're going to see what I'm saying, and it's all easy to see. It's easy to understand. And more can be explained by going and looking for yourself than I could ever explain to you. That's my hopes of calling everybody out and saying, all right, who the fuck's out there that's going to go look, I mean, just off the top of the camera, just while I'm shooting the shit, I mean, there's a beautiful canine face right here, eye, with the snout right here, and his teeth open right here. I mean, it's image within image within image from the veil to the ground. I've got several other faces in here with the eye, nose, and a mouth with teeth and shit right here, and other things going on around them. I'm just pointing out a few because, again, image within image within image. There's another nice big one for you right here. Eye with a snout here. Seems to be a canine. And this is, I don't look like it's going to fall in the canine category. I don't know. I'd have to go look on it, take it off and go look at the other computer, which I do have laid out. I just not in a mood because I'm so aggravated by everything. And it's aggravating. Doing these videos is aggravating. This guy I like. This guy you're on with right now, he's a nice guy too. And so is Jordan Peterson is a nice guy too. And some people that you're interviewing do seem like real people. Others that you're interviewing and talking to, like there was, yeah, actually quite a few actually. I like a lot of them. So you are attracting really good people. But if everybody's going by all these different programs and not looking for themselves, never gonna get anywhere because you guys are always like right there, just like inches away from all the truth, all the reality, and then we go back to using our imaginations again. You get right up to it, and you got all the reality, and then all of a sudden, boom, your brains go back to things that you read, teachers told you, parents taught you, all that kind of shit. I am glad to hear in this video you talk a little bit about smoking and drinking and being a little dick when you were a kid and stuff like that. It's good because it lets me know that you're a real person. I was under the mistaken because you said some things about your family being here as in Canada, that is, as almost as colonials, I thought. So I misunderstood that in an earlier video, I guess, because I just watched a video with you and your dad, and that was great. That was really nice to see you and your dad. Your father's a very nice person, and so are you. Um, so, everything that I'm saying to you, and even though I'm going to sound like an asshole a lot of the times and stuff like that, I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off about everything all around. I can't even talk about how pissed off I am because I'll get fucking flagged. Oh, so that was the other thing. So the family and friends, everybody seems to think. I'm just going to hit play while I'm talking. I'll go back in on other stuff in a minute. Um, so the what do you call it? The red flag laws. So the red flag laws. So I got several phone calls, of course, in several days about certain things that the people are excited about and stuff like that. Because they're excited because they think that I was wrong, and I'm not saying I was wrong. I'm not wrong. I'm exactly right. So one of them called about the uh, gun rights for everybody to be able to carry freely, right? The 7 states were interacting with making bad laws and putting it out there that people who own guns legally could not not open carry, but just carry them outside their house. And what I was pointing out in an earlier video was not that. My point is, you got to fill out paperwork in the first place. You have to have a permit and a license, and you have to pay all this fucking extra things on it, and so no. And then I'll throw in taxes just for the hell of it too. But all these different things, and then you got rules, laws, and regulations that go against gun owners. That if you actually have to use your gun in emergency, you look at the paperwork and stuff when you sign it and you read between the lines of what they're making you sign in order to go get it. I mean, none of that is fair. That's not really that's not the right to bear arms. That's the right to fill out fucking paperwork in order to go, bear arms. No, we're a nation of laws, and all the laws are never set up to help fucking good people. Unfortunately, they pretend that they are. That's kind of the whole where I'm trying to go with this. But there's just so much. I can't help it. We talk about one thing and it runs off to a million others. And next thing you know, your mind's going, you can't help it. It's just so many details and there's so much shit. So, so he come over and talks about no, that was somebody else. I'm talking about somebody else now. So there was another person that called me about the gun right thing because the person that was over today don't. That was about red flag laws this morning, and the other day though, were the phone calls about the someone was trying to throw it in my face, and I said to them, "Yeah, but you got to remember, first of all, it's not really, it's not what I was talking about, anyways. It's not a great defeat. It's not a great victory. It's not anything good for you, for them to go and say that, yeah, now you can." In these states, those states can no longer make it illegal for people to be able to walk outside their house with their guns. First of all, you shouldn't have been doing it for the last they said 3 years, but it seems like it was longer than that to me. I thought it was like 10 years, more or less, in Massachusetts that law stood. But I could be wrong. Unless you got a special license or something like that they made you get. But anyways, so they were happy and excited about that. And I said, besides, I mean, you just saw in the news in the last couple of days, they're making a big deal out of it like they always do because gun sales go up whenever there's any kind of shooting or whenever there's threats about gun rights or whatever. Some gun sales go way to fuck up. That's the whole point of false flag operations. Most of the false flag operations are for the economy. The fucking gun sales go, and then just like Biden is going to do, and he's already done it actually a couple times because he's the one that they control the fucking press. So when you see the press come out and say, "Oh yeah, we got a report." I think it was Jesse Waters or whatever was reporting on, and somebody else. Yeah, the government bought up 70% of the 9 millimeter bullets, and they sent every agency is out there buying the 9 millimeter. So he bought so many $1 million worth of 9 millimeters for the IRS. And he got to get everybody scared and worried on that end, and then he bought another. $70 million worth of fucking FBI or whatever it came up to, and I don't remember what the numbers were, like $2 million worth or something. But anyways, it was a lot. I think in the end it was like 20 something $1 million or some shit worth of bullets. But anyways, they're buying up all the fucking bullets. So Jesse Waters was pointing that out and talking about that. So I brought it up to this person and I said, so if you don't have the bullets, that's what same thing Obama did. Obama came out and said, look, if you don't, you can have all the guns you want. You're not going to have any bullets for them. And everybody said, what? And I mentioned, but I think it's on the other channel. I think it's on the Miguel Everyone channel when I talked about that. And some people got upset about it because they're, oh no, no one's gonna fuck with my guns. They don't. The whole gun thing is all just a game. They're not gonna use fucking guns on us when they want to take us out and finish us up. No, it's gonna be a psychological takedown, and it's obviously happening right now. We're living in an electromagnetic nanocarbon system that everyone's ignoring. Everyone will have appreciation for the bio end of things, and we have very little appreciation for our electrical selves. Very little, very little. For as important as it is, and then even me knowing what I know, I always leaving out the magnetic aspect of everything, and it's the electromagnetic aspect of everything. I always am trying to refer to it as an electrical system. That's why I throw the term in there, electromagnetic. So anyways, back to the story. Sorry to run off. So they were happy about that. And then I brought up, after we got done with that conversation, I said, well, to that person, I said, what about the red flag laws? And they said, actually, they brought it up first because they were bragging about Matthew McConaughey coming out and how Matthew McConaughey should be running for president and all this shit. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's talking about red flag laws. I said, you realize what the fucking red flag laws mean? Yeah, it means we won't have no more shootings, and there won't be no more school shootings and stuff. No, that's not what fucking red flags laws are. Red flag laws is you don't even need to have a Second Amendment anymore, because if they put in red flag laws and that passes, which this morning it did, that's why the conversation came up this morning with the other person. So 2 days ago when I had the first conversation, they didn't realize it. They were like, oh, I said, it could be anybody. I said, anybody. And then he brought up and said, yeah, but what about so-and-so whose girlfriend keeps beating him up? She's not getting arrested. And she's not staying in jail. She's getting arrested. They got a collar on her. They got a leash on her. All that kind of stuff. They got a breathalyzer. She got to do all this kind of stuff. So I said, yeah, that's fine. But that person's not really a threat to them. She's just going to kill herself with drugs in the next couple of years. Or, some kill themselves with alcohol. Some kill themselves with some of the other foods, and they get diabetes and obesity and things like that. They'll die, real soon too. They got all the cancer stuff out, and then that's only if you're lucky enough that your mother doesn't abort you, because at the time abortions were fast and furious, and I don't know that they're going to slow down now. Why would they slow down now? So even though this law changed, it's not going to stop abortions. So that, runs into another conversation. You know what I'm saying? So we're all over the fucking place. All this shit going on. Everybody's head's going to be going. Everybody's going to be flying because there's going to be so many things. And then when you look, you realize just as many people that are fucking dumb as me, in other words, conservative Republican brain set, there are just as many liberal douchebags. They're just as fucking dumb, and intelligent. They're just as big of geniuses as the rest of us. And they're half the population. So if they're half the population, because it seems so strange, you would think, why would anybody be out there, besides the paid actors with the blood all over them and doing all the stuff they're doing with the abortion thing and standing in front of there and doing really crazy shit. They're paid by George Soros and that kind of shit. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the people like my neighbors and the people that I'm talking with on the street who are really liberal douchey, who really believe that it's like listening to Jessica on Fox News or Geraldo Rivera or something. You listen to them, you're like, oh my God, man, are you fucking serious? You can handle someone like, Ford, what's his name? I forget his first name, but Ford. He's a serious guy, and he's even though I would never agree with most of his politics or anything like that. At least he's normal, you know. That Jessica, man, she looks like your fucking head's gonna pop. And same thing with Geraldo. I mean, the shit that comes out of their mouths is just so. So it wasn't okay this morning in that conversation this morning that Trump came out because Trump didn't say go storm the fucking place and break everything and cause a bunch of trouble. He's never said that. If they did, they'd be playing it every fucking time. What they're doing is they're giving one side of the story to the same to the same character that was here this morning that watches that shit, which is NBC, CBS, what is it, MSNBC, CNN, all those guys, all the liberal douchey channels. So you could tell that he was getting his information from there. He's like, no, Trump's not coming back in, and it's impossible. He was so bad that he did that. He destroyed our country, and he was all fucking, melodramatic about it. I'm like, how do you figure? I said, all he's on there doing. I mean, they really built it up in your heads, really, because I mean, think about it. I can play it back, and so he went on and he said it wasn't a fair election. We should stand up and do something. He also mentioned in the same breath, do it legally, do it nicely, all that kind of shit. They don't have him on any videos saying go storm the place and kill the cops or anything stupid, So it's ridiculous that we're even playing this game. Yeah, I got a lot of good videos on the Miguel Everyone channel. My moon videos got 0 to 2 views, depending on which one. I think there's 3 of them, and so I'm gonna have to go in there and use them myself and drag them back over to the other channel. I know I'm bouncing all over the fucking place. So the red flag laws. So I said to him the other day when I brought up the red flag, I said, if they pass this, that means that anybody could call on anybody, and because it can be anonymous and it's at their leisure, right? So it doesn't matter the reason. You're limited. They say limited to none. So that means none, right? So if it's not. So in other words, it's really no attorney. You're not going to get a lawyer, and you're also not going to get a trial. So that means arrest and seizure and all this kind of shit, even if you don't have a weapon, even if you don't own weapons, because if you just, I brought up an example of some things that happened over the last couple of weeks of what people said out loud in front of us, right? I'm not going to repeat them here because of the same reason, but you can imagine some people say stupid, bad things sometimes. So I said, now all that would take is if you were to call and say, yeah, so and so, I heard his wife saying this and that and this. About him or whatever, or change it around because let's put some prejudice on it and make it a young white male, or if you want to put another prejudice on it, a young black male, and then let's put that to the situation. I said, but I didn't say that to him, but I'm saying that to you now. But if you put anybody in that situation, it's gonna be a bad fucking thing, man. You can't do that. I mean, it takes away any constitutional rights that you thought you had under many, many, many amendments, right? Think about it. It takes away freedom of speech because it means it's all verbal. It could just be verbal. If you say something out of line, okay, then also who you say it out of line to also doesn't matter anymore. So, in other words, there's no constitutional right for a fair trial, right? Or to be tried in front of no, you're already guilty just as soon as somebody calls and makes the accusation. So now we're turning accusations into guilty, right? Automatically. Oh, he said it. Well, who said it? Well, is this person credible? Well, now who's deciding if the person's credible? So, is it a jealous wife that caught her husband cheating? Is it a couple children that want to get their teacher fired because he's made fun of them? Because I'll tell you what, we just had that at our school where the poor bastard, man, the teacher, and he's a liberal douchebag himself, and all he does is joke around with the kids. It's nothing personal, and he doesn't, in my opinion, it's not. They're turning our kids into a bunch of wussies. And when you hear, he called somebody big ears, is what he got suspended for, because they started a bully hotline. So you got these kids. some of my some of my son's friends are these big, monstrous, tough kids, man. And they got, like, one of them's got, he's bigger than me, and he's got five brothers, six brothers, something like that. He's a tough kid, man. And they got him tattletaling because some kid, I don't know, kept smacking the back of his baseball cap or some shit. Sounds stupid. And when my son came home and told me about it, he too is in the pity parade. You know, my son. I can tell, you know, and I had to wake him up to it. I'm like, are you talking about your friend Andrew? And I shouldn't say anybody's names, but I said, "You talking about your friend there?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "The kid's huge." I said, and all this other kid did was like tap the back of his head a few times. I say, "You see where I'm going with this?" And he's like, "What? What do you mean?" I'm like, "Think about it." I'm like, "That's no big deal." I mean, if that was a year ago, even Andrew never would have tattletaled. He would have turned around and smacked the kid himself. He's, "Oh yeah, but you can't do that because then Andrew would have been the one getting in trouble." I said, "Who cares?" So you get in trouble. It's worth it rather than to be a tattletale. I mean, it's fucking stupid. And then because you're not tattling about nothing. Someone swooshed my hair. Someone kept tapping me on my leg. It's fucking stupid. And then now the teacher gets suspended for 3 days 'cause someone called the bully line. And then I said, is this the same teacher that like a month or two ago you were telling me that because he calls my son Four Eyes, and he's joshing you. He's trying to be comfortable with you and stuff. I said, is he doing it to be mean and embarrass you? Well, a little bit. I'm like, no, he's not. He's not. He's just being cute with you. He's playing with you. You know, you guys probably all pick on him too. You guys are a bunch of little shits, you know. So don't act all innocent and, you know. I mean, maybe my son might be innocent because he is a lot like his mother, but as far as being way too kind. Yeah, but otherwise, everybody else, nah. I watch the kids. They're all, you know, being good kids. They're being fine. They don't need a fucking bully hotline, I'll tell you that. And then most of the, that's again, run one story into the next. I didn't say this to any of these guys, but since I'm thinking of it, over the years, that was another thing that was funny to watch with the schools and go down this road because they started with the bully bench in kindergarten. They brought out the bully bench, and then when I saw some kids on the bully bench, right, I'm like, I watched them paint the bully bench every day after school. I'd get my kids and I'd see the bully bench and stuff like that. So by, I don't know, first week or something like that, it was in play, and I got suspicious about it. I'm like, what's that thing? What are you guys doing to that bench you painted? And they said, oh, that's the bully bench. And there was two little girls sitting on it. And there was some kids around them, but they weren't sitting on the bench. But there was some kids standing around talking to the two kids on the bench and everything. So they looked like good kids, you know. To me, they didn't. They looked innocent. Okay, they didn't look like troublemakers. And this was like kindergarten, right, age. So kindergarten, first grade, whatever it was for the kids. But anyways, banging imagery all over in this video that I'm doing for you right now. So it turned out, as I got into it, that the bully bench was for the kids that got bullied. And the kids that did the bullying were already back in play. They were already playing back in the schoolyard or whatever it was, basketball or whatever. They're all over the place doing shit. And when I figured out how it worked, I was like, oh my God, so you're putting the kid. And I said to the guidance counselor, she was standing there with a big smile because she was all happy. Nice lady, I liked her. But she was just following orders. This is the way they implemented it in all the schools and everything. So it's the way she did it. So I said, oh, I said, now I get it. I said, so the girls sitting on the bench are getting patted on the back and pumped up from their friends because they got bullied. Okay, so we're having little pity parties for the fucking kids rather than teaching them to defend themselves and teaching the bullies that if you're gonna bully other kids, then a bunch of us are gonna gang up on you and gonna kick your ass because we just nobody likes bullies. Nobody wants to be bullied. Nobody likes bullies. Even bullies don't even like fucking bullies. They'll do it here and there because they learned it from the wrong person or whatever, and they thought they were gonna get somewhere with it. But it always ends. It always goes away. That's how the bullies learn not to be bullies, because then they will get bullied. So that's why they don't do it. But we're not teaching the kids that anymore. We don't do that. We stopped doing that. Pretty ridiculous shit, man. So that was all an aggravating morning, and then so I wasn't even gonna do any videos today, but I said, fuck it. I got a few hours. I might as well try to. Maybe I'll just do like 2 or 3 today. Imagery is banging in this fucking thing, man. It is really good. I mean, I know I lose a little bit of imagery when I go camera to camera like this, but I'm good with the filters enough to be able to. You gotta look. You guys have to go look though for yourselves, because even looking at my videos, as I always say, it's not enough. It doesn't do it for you. It's not gonna sink in. You're not gonna get it. If you go and look for yourselves, do this. Just mimic exactly what I'm doing. And I know there's not many of you. I watch the videos. I watch. There's no, to tell you what, there's no 116 or 117. It seemed to be bouncing around the number and how many subscribers. There's just no fucking way. How could you have 117 subscribers and only 5 or 6 people are watching your videos? It's so stupid, you know? So why YouTube does shit like that, I don't know, man. It's really weird. But it's easy to see. And then when you do a new series and you mark the series, and then you see that you get a 3 or 4 new people might come in and look around, 1 or 2 might accidentally subscribe, but that's only going to be for a day or two anyway, and then it goes back down. Um, that's it's easy to watch. It's easy to see what's what. What am I at for minutes on this thing? I wasn't really planning on talking. Like I said, I was aggravated, but then I started listening to Jordan talk, and I'm like, yeah, better say a few things. I would like to say a lot. I would like to explain a lot. I'll see what sticks for the videos. Yeah, I see what's going on. Okay, so I can back this up too. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. I'm throwing my glasses on. I put my glasses on so I can see. Am I getting a blur there? Let's see. I guess I can. Yeah, no, it's fucking good, man. But you gotta look. You gotta look. I mean, all right. I'm looking to look through the camera lens and through the camera to do this rather than just look over the camera onto the screen because. Did I pause it? No, I didn't pause it. All right, so that's another thing. Even though the clouds are moving slowly, you should always pause. It locks your camera in and stuff like that. But look around. Some of the decent ones that look really decent. Now, if you take your camera and put it in your own hand and you look around separately, then it's way better. But whatever you got up here, you got this one here with the nose right here, and this is going to end up being the mouth. It's image with an image, so right below it, eye, nose, and mouth of another one. Down here, you got eye, nose, and mouth. It looks like it's a kind of feline when you look at the front of the face. Sometimes I identify them, sometimes I don't. Big schnoz. Probably even get a nationality out of this one. He's got the whole head going on with the ear down here and everything going on. Weird looking lips to me anyway. Strange looking lips. They're kind of like small and pointy. But I don't know what nationality. On this large one, I can also crop so that you can see things better too. See how it pulls light in differently so that you can see things better. Because then, right here you got another human face with the hairdo and everything right here, which is eye. Where's the other eye? The other eye's right here. There's eye. Looks like the nose is going to be here, and it comes off this way. I think it might be human. The nose don't look human though, but the hairdo does. The hair and no hair on the forehead and the cheeks and everything. All right, so going around. So you got a lot of stuff going on here, but you got some really cool looking eyes coming out. You got a cool eye here, but it doesn't go Does it go? Okay, yeah, it does go with this one here. So eye that way, looking off with a circle mouth here. So these are not all perfect, great imagery because of the light. But by the time they get over here, they will get better. And you'll also be able to watch the builders work as these clouds are running through. If you want to call them clouds, I call them mineral streets. So lights and shadows, lights and shadows. It's all about the lights and shadows. So right here, eye with the light coming through, nose right here, big frowny fucking face, puss, right there. You got the forehead and everything up here, and then the hairdo and everything like that. So you can look around in here. You got another one, feline nose, very feline nose, with the feline mouth, and I can even look. It looks like I even got a little something here to show me it's somewhere in the feline family. I got shit on my. Oh no, that's the truck there. All full of images all up here as well too, because you got other ones like this. Eye with a nose here, looking off. You got eye here with a nose here with a mouth here, looking straight up. Well, almost straight up that way. You got a lot of little ones in here. Now I could certainly take the camera and go up to the screen like I used to do. I have to shut this light out so I don't get glare. And once I come up here, hold on a minute. Where the fuck's my stick? All right, so once I come up here, I got more control of my angles. So I can, more clarity, okay? And I see everything in all directions and all depths and everything like that because I'm used to it. It's nothing magical. You just get used to it. When you know to look for it, then you look for it. You'll just see it. The same ones I was just pointing out on the other screen. Eye, nose with the mouth here. I can bring, if I come back, because I'm all squished around, here we go. Go like this. Okay. All these down here that I was pointing out, I can angle my camera, find my, where the angles are best, because again, it's all about lights and shadows, angles of perception. That's another one. A lot of this shit I don't explain all the time because the videos a lot of times get deleted. So what the hell's the use? So here more clear because I got control of my angles. I'm not just leaving the camera on the tripod. Eye, big schnoz that I talked about with the mouth down here of that human face. He's got head dressing going on. He's got a hairdo. He's got the ear, like I said. Then over here, again, I can play with my angles. I can move in and out. I can have more control on this other screen. I can come over this way and look at them down this way and come back this way. Every time you're changing angles of perception, you're going to change, of course, the way you're seeing imagery. He's got a great hairdo on him. I mean, the hairdo's really good. The eyes are good. The nose is good. The mouth is good. I'll be able to come down like this, get them at different angles for you see. Okay, so what am I doing by doing that? Changing the light, colors, and angles so you can see things better. That's why I was telling you to do it. And same thing with going upside down, sideways, left, right, back, forward, same thing. See, when I come this way, I'm changing my light up. Now it's different imagery because it's different, but it's still feline, canine, rodent, ape, human, and beast. That's the important thing to keep in mind. But how you're collecting the data, right? Because it's digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon. Yeah, the imagery's fucking banging and all this thing, all different directions. Yeah, a lot of canine on that day for some reason. There's a lot of things that I don't know. I've never noticed anything being more see because now here come human faces more and more. Eye, nose, mouth here. Right, so you keep looking around, eye, nose, mouth, human, so you end up if you really look, if you really look and don't just don't use your imagination. So even if you see something like might be kind of stand out at you kind of crazy, like this one here, there's a large one here. So if I come up, I'll get the eyes, eye, nose right here, mouth open. Looks like he's going to be in the canine family, right? Because of the ear going off this way, the other ear this way, the one that goes with this eye and this eye. But then when I come down, let's see what I get. Coming over to the right a little bit. There we go. So there he is. So then I can get the eyes better and see from this exact perspective, from this angle. Now I'm getting them to go, if I come down, I'm getting them to go human. So now I believe I changed the eyes, right? Nope, I'm still using the same eyes. So still using the same eyes, I'm getting to get, oh, here goes an ear and another ear that way. Probably at another angle, it would be better. Here it comes. So now, anyways, I'm trying to get him to go human anyway. So let me try to, there we go. I think I got him to go human right there. So I just by taking the ears out and changing my angle again, this one right here with the nose right here, still using those same two eyes that look so much bigger when I change my angle of perception. And I know these eyes don't exactly look like they go, but they do because look, they stay for all different kinds for many images that are going to go by changing your angles of perception. These two eyes are staying the same. You got this elongated eye here, so I bet you if I kept coming out, let's see when I keep coming out. Okay, so if I keep coming back out further and further, we got this large huge face right here, and this is the way it is, image with an image with an image. So you got an eye here, the nose right here, and the mouth going up this way of whatever that's going to end up being. I don't know because I got the camera up against my neck. There we go. And now I can even get matching pupils. Look, these slit pupil eyes. I'll come over to the right a little bit. Yep, there we go. So now you got again a more clear image. But now that was probably what 100 different images just by going like this and changing my angles of perception just on this one image. Now it's really cool to be doing this because you're looking at the true creator's work, and you're looking at it for what it is. Because we can do the same thing in the trees. What am I at for minutes? 46 minutes. All right, my time's up. All right, I'll be back.